Howdy, hello, and welcome back to Alpha Phenomenon Gaming, where today we are starting again on what might be the last area of the game. At this point, I just don't know what's going on. So, let's discover what's next for us in the story.
The Lyrian army had grown into a great serpent. So much so that riding at the column's tail, Neve could not see its head. Footmen, cavalry, and archers stretched like a glistening snake between two horizons. Neve had come a long way indeed, and she felt proud.
I would feel proud. Like, we've come a long
Neve
way.
heard angry cries and the clash of steel against steel, all at the column's front.
Those ranks! To the left! Man's left! Support the flank!
Neve drew her sword, spurred her horse, and galloped forward along the line of troops. Then, through the swirling battle dust, she spotted shimmering golden suns.
Oh, great. Let's take him out. We've already defeated the king. Story battle, shortened battle. Let's make light work of these fools. We won't need that.
Surround them!
Ours is not to reason why.
Big game of beer!
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods. New orders? No? Ah.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Sod it. Sod it all.
I legit am thinking about stealing, not stealing, can't even talk. I'm legit thinking about downloading Gwent and playing some Gwent on live stream. It's so much fun to play this. And I'm gonna miss the cards.
Off to the front yet again.
Especially after I learned so much.
I'm coming. Pays late. Again. My favourite cut of lamb? The shank.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Our weakest unit has 9.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
This is wild. Okay, now I'm done.
Mercy! Have mercy!
Mercy! Why you gotta show up looking so good just to hurt me?
Normally disciplined, determined
If you
to
know,
an
you know.
extreme, these Nilfgaardians
That's a good
quickly
song,
broke
though.
rank and ran.
Like, high
Deserters,
key.
leaderless, your grace.
A scout reported.
Headed south they was, towards the frontier.
Chained prisoners now sat along the dusty road. Meave stopped in front of one. He was ragged and unshaven. Flies had taken an interest in his poorly bandaged hand. Spotting the Queen, he lowered his head and quivered with terror.
I know you take us for savages,
Began Meave, her gaze passing over several scraggy black-clads.
but fear not. We shan't flay you alive nor eat you for dinner. And when a truce is signed, you'll be sent home, where I most sincerely hope you'll stay this time.
As the Queen mounted her horse, she barely concealed a grimace. Her thighs were sore and chafed, her hands raw from the reins. But she bit her lip and rode on, for the prize was now very near.
Okay. Let's take a look here.
Was in Aldersburg when he
Oh.
fell. Broke my heart, that did.
A boat used by the Nilfgaardians to haul looted goods has crashed into the span of the bridge. We attempt to fish out the valuables, but the current is dangerously strong. Are you trying to tell me I have to go all the way around to get? That's so dumb. I don't get why this game makes you do so much extra shit. That's wild. How much new stuff is there? Whoa, my guy. Looking fresh to death up in that. A few guys are gone. I'll talk to them in a second. I need to clarify a few things with my deck. It's getting a little stacked, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we don't need the war wagon. That was just to fill spaces. These Rivian pikemans don't technically need to be in here. We want the reinforced ballistas. That's what we want. We don't want these Rivian ones. Can we make more of these? No, we cannot. We can have 1 in 5. I didn't want to add that one. Okay. Field medic. There we go. That's a better, smarter deck. But I'm pretty sure I don't like that one. Shuffle an ally into the deck and play 2 cards. That might help out a lot. I like that a lot better. So after 6 turns, this card returns to my hand to be replayed where I seize a bronze enemy unit. We're gonna try it. And because I know that I have to get it over with anyway.
War's nearly over. What will you do? Where will you go?
The war against Nilfgaard, perhaps. But others drag on, and will continue to do so.
What do you mean? What war will persist?
Scoia'tael survivors still hide in the forests.
Yes, but I've heard they retreat to the east. Simply let them go. Let them leave our lands. Why ever not?
To see them return even stronger? No. We must slit their throats, one and all. Now. Crush them like worms beneath our boots.
Rayla, at some point one must admit there's been pain enough. One must put away the bloodlust.
I shall do so in my grave, and not a moment sooner.
Yeah, she's got an evil
We'll speak later.
mindset. Why is
Yes?
there still a question mark?
I must go.
Interesting.
Always good to see the Queen. How can I help you?
Our conversation in Mahakam. Do you recall it? When you resolved to join my force, leave your homeland?
Of course. Clear as day, that. You saved me and my clan. I'm in your debt. Will be for some time.
Well, we've won the war. And you had a hand in the victory. Heavily so. As I see it, you've more than repaid your debt.
Feeling a wee bit choked up, as King Desmond said when an assassin's bolt ran clear through his esophagus. Come here and give us a squeeze.
Later, perhaps. But Gabor, any plans for what comes next?
Ha! I wasn't expecting to have this chat, so I'm a bit caught with my knickers down past my knees.
War's over, but we've much left to do. Our relations with non-humans, for instance. I mean to improve them. And I think you could help, Gabor, greatly so.
Meaning, you'd like me to stay in your court? I'd see it as an honor, your majesty.
Yeah,
Honor
I like
true.
Gabor. He's really cool. I really like
elder.
him.
How's all it?
No,
But
thank you for your... We shall return to this...
no skin off my back.
So it's not taken away with
Arnulf,
this.
find a place at one of the tables. Have a drink. Meet my men.
Think there's been a failure to communicate, lass? I didn't join your army to meet men, but to meet death. A good, honourable death. Quicker you lead me to that, the better.
I wish not to pry, but... Why do you long for death?
For only death can cleanse me of shame. You must have heard what they call me. Arnulf the Patricide. A moniker I earned. Oh, I did.
To die by one's child's hand. A terrible fate. And it shall be mine as well if I lose this war.
But did you earn it? This fate?
What? Not always have I been just with Willem. I dismissed him, neglected him, but...
Yep.
Neglected? Listen, lass. My da, he beat me. Till my skin turned blue and I chucked red bile. He'd drink and beat, drink and beat. My brother, Ulf, da clobbered him to death. My ma, she took her own life. Never met this son of yours. But I know you's a bit now, and I can say this. No kin of yours needs slaying.
I can't help but wonder.
Dang,
What
that's
does
rough.
it signify? The tattoo on your head?
Ain't the tattoo? Carved these runes with a knife.
The method makes little difference. What do they mean?
Aim here. Message for enemy archers. Alas, don't seem they can read it. At least not from a distance. And when they get close, It's already too late for him?
The war nears its end.
Sadly,
Sadly, why?
I survived. Again. Rebuild your land, Queen. Enjoy your life. Me and my men, we'll be moving on.
Arnulf, in Lyria and Rivia, your past matters not. Nor does your shame. Stay.
What about after? What do I tell my ancestors when the time comes? I yearn to sit at their table, lass, and drink mead in their company, so go I must.
The war nears its end.
Rebuild your...
Arnulf.
What about after? I yearn to...
So long, Arnulf.
Hey ho, how's my favourite queen in the north?
So, what awaits you now? What will you do?
Been contemplating it of late. Thought I might go back to the life of an outlaw. Not that I'd expect you to approve.
You're quite right, I wouldn't. It's why I wish to make certain you'll not feel tempted. Gascon, I hereby bestow upon you a number of estates near Scala.
What? Maeve? Damn it, I don't know what to say.
Ha! A first?
Thank you, Maeve.
That was
1,000
nice.
thanks.
'Tis I who should thank you. With all my heart. It's time I attended to them.
Yes, Your Grace?
The war nears its end. What next for Reina Dodo?
Whatever you command, Your Grace. Is something amiss, my lady?
To be perfectly blunt, I've no wish to give you orders anymore.
Your Grace? Would you wish me to leave? Remove me from the court?
No, Reynard. I'd wish you to stay. But I'd no longer wish to be your queen alone. Do you catch my meaning?
Oh, she's feeling
I
frisky.
do, Maeve. I do.
It's time I attended to what...
Alright, so if I go back in, yep, now they're gone. Okay, cool. Now that we got all the dialogue out of the way, that was a fun first 20 minutes of the episode. Let's go ahead and open the map, throw some scouts down. All areas revealed. That's it? Just a short little reprieve? Okay. Let's go up here and do it then. What's going on here? Yeah, we got money to spare.
The good mother's guided...
Yeah, for sure.
Maeve was listening to a scout's report when screams suddenly burst from the prisoner transport. In a moment, Maeve bore witness to a truly macabre sight. The Nilfgaardian captives to whom she had recently been merciful lay dead, massacred in cold blood among the camp's tents.
Blast it all.
Seethed the queen, looking at the bloodied corpses. Those responsible for the deed, peasants from the quarry at Ravencloft, Maeve had welcomed into her ranks. The harm they'd endured from Nilfgaardians wielding whips, this was what had festered in their hearts and minds. The Rivians couldn't accept that their oppressors had gone unpunished. So they took matters into their own hands, in defiance of the queen.
There's
Wow.
fiends, not folk,
cried the peasants, now armed and in uniform.
There was old this, plain and simple.
It had been justice by a mob, and Maeve knew it should not go unpunished. Yet at the last, ignoring her advisor's counsel, she left the former slaves' fate for their commanders to decide. For the queen had grown weary of choosing between two evils, each one darker than the other.
Oh, good.
Long live Maeve, long Long live the Queen! Long live a liberator!
Roll your sleeves and set to work. The nation is building its home. It's so ridiculous that they make you come all the way around here for just what? What is this? 260 gold, 75 wood. Wow. And then... well, that's a dead end. I want to see what that is. Nothing.
Niamh noticed one of her scouts, a certain Corporal Larkin, halt his mount and train his gaze on the woods.
Your Grace, I thought I heard something. Could have sworn. A whisper, maybe, but... nothing now. It's all gone quiet. I think I might have imagined it, in fact.
Imagined?
Niamh placed her hand on his shoulder.
No one has sharper senses than you. If you claim to have heard something, it's worth a closer look.
Corporal Larkin saluted, then rode past the trees. Suddenly in shadow, he keenly scanned his surroundings. Something caught his attention. He dismounted, then brushed aside ferns, exposing tracks made in the mud.
Your Majesty!
He shouted, quickly turning towards the road.
Sound the alarm! It's squirt!
An arrow whisked through the air, pierced his throat, and suddenly silenced him.
Oh my
Then
god.
the forest came alive with cries in the Elder tongue. Elves on the attack.
Elves. Why? Shortened battle. Okay, let's throw all of our might at them. That sounds like the best idea.
It's a trap! 2 arms!
I told you it'll never end.
Got business for me?
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Give me a target.
Nay, Dwan vi camest. Let us sing the song of steel!
None shall tread on us!
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Now we will see who is weak!
They could mean they could have survived and not have done this.
Oh, my little A.
Abel is to your command.
Have strength, my love.
Again and again and again.
Your tricks will not save you, Dwarf.
Looking to dance, mate?
Renner, stop! We surrender!
The Scoia'tael fighters stood no chance against Meve. When the sounds of battle finally ceased, the Queen, victorious, tossed aside her arrow-studded shield. She then ordered the commando's leader brought before her. She'd expected a ranter who would turn up his nose, spit in her face, and cry, "Death to all Dwan!" But the bloodied elf before her was no arrogant firebrand. He averted his gaze, and his lips gently trembled.
Youthful you look, elf. How many summers to you?
27, my lady.
27. A wonderful age. A shame to die so young.
I beg you, Renner. For mercy, I ask. If not for me, then at the least for...
Mercy? You jest. You wait in ambush, come at us like bandits, and now you dare ask for mercy.
It was no ambush.
Don't play me for a fool. I know what I saw, and am no stranger to warcraft.
It's not you we wished to fight. Sverre.
Then who killed Corporal Larkin, Werebubs?
When we saw you on the high road, we fell back and hid in the wood. We wanted you to pass. Your scout's hearing, very keen. He heard something, then spotted our tracks. You must understand. We had no choice.
I can understand, but I cannot forgive. You killed my soldiers, my loyal folk, who followed me across half the continent, only to die in a ditch for naught, with victory so close at hand.
My lady, I too lost brothers and sisters today. Their deaths equally senseless.
Why are you here? Were you to rescue Ebdahi?
Rescue someone? No, Renner. We flee. The Nilfgaardians have realized they'll lose the war and have renounced us. Without their support, we stand no chance. Demavend has loosed his hounds. They hunt our units one by one. He's offered 50 gold pieces for the head of each Scoia'tael. It's the same in Temeria and Kedwen, if not worse. We wish to join with your Veth's unit, flee together as far as we could. It was our last hope.
Why do you tell me all this?
Because you listen still. You've not ordered me killed, so... you've clearly a heart. Eseth Aina Edu.
Elves often speak beautiful words. But it's for their deeds you must judge them, your grace. The Moulderwood, remember what you saw.
I beg you. So few of us remain. All tired, all wounded. We pose no threat. Let us leave your realm. Let us flee.
Enough senseless killing for one
I don't
day.
care at this point.
So be it. You're free to leave.
I don't know how to thank you.
Make certain I don't ever regret this decision. 'Twould be thanks enough.
Your Majesty, they attacked us, came at us unprovoked.
Truly, Rayla. Unprovoked. Because it seems to me, we've provoked them for years.
I thank you for your compassion towards me and all my folk.
Meve personally unfastened the prisoner's chains as her Lyrians looked on in silence. They did not approve, this was clear. Their displeasure was palpable.
And yet their morale is still high. Hey man, I made my bed, and I'm gonna lie in it. You guys, you just mind your own. Alright, last big push.
We will lean all anew. Treat yourself to our new view.
for a better future through and through.
That man is happy.
It'd be an honor to fight at your side, Majesty.
Alright, let's do this, guys.
The Lyrian corps neared Aldersburg, and it could not have been on a more idyllic day. The sun shone.
What does
birds
idyllic
sang,
mean?
Trees rustled in a light
I've heard it
breeze.
before.
But Maeve saw it as she had at the war's start. Walls illumined by a fire's glow, the cries of fleeing civilians, the stench of burning flesh. As on that day, Aldersburg was under siege. Yet this time, Eden's flags fluttered in the field, while Nilfgaard's tattered sons crowned the fort's towers. The Queen found Demavend's tent without difficulty. Made of sheets of silk edged with silver thread, it positively shone,
Seems the realm's restored to a virtuous path.
muttered Maeve.
Aha! There she is! Queen Maeve, Savior of the North, the Sun Slayer.
Mockery I don't appreciate.
I wouldn't dare. Not my words, those. You've been painted thus in song. Master Dandelion himself wrote a ballad, The Battle for the Bridge.
Oh,
if you take the
cool.
bard at his word, you're as fierce with a blade as any witcher.
Is that jealousy I hear?
To be perfectly honest, Maeve, it is. For I hadn't the pluck, nor resolve. And when all the North tucked tail, went to shite, you alone stepped up and bared your fangs. Let it be a lesson for the future to us all.
You called out the future. Tell me, how's your son?
Baldwin. Ah, growing like a weed he is. And the spitting image of his old man.
Good news all, especially given the mother's profession.
She's now Countess Demeretta of Gullet, a lady of the court.
Ooh, your lawful wife must be thrilled.
Hard to say in truth. I've not seen her in some time. Duty keeps me away, you understand.
You work hard, I'm certain. Many a night, too.
You might say so indeed. But enough about me. As we're chirping away like two gossips in the field, do tell me, what of Willem?
He perished in the assault on Rivia Castle.
Oh my. Fighting for which side?
The right one. Demavend, the wound is fresh, the pain immense. I'd rather we not speak of it. A lesson for the future? What do you mean?
My dear, this war won't change a bloody thing, you know. Nilfgaard will be Nilfgaard, the North the North. We'll sign a truce, the Blackclads will turn tail towards home. But the old borders don't satisfy a soul.
I'm perfectly satisfied with them, thank you. And I just wish other folk would respect them too.
You're one hell of a warrior, but you're no strategist at all. Your perspective, you've got to broaden it. Nilfgaard, we cannot allow it to regain strength and spirit, else we'll face another invasion within a decade or two. Measures are required. Preventive, preemptive, whatever the learned call it. Build an army, a vast one. Wait in ambush. And when they least expect it, break their bloody spine. Just think, if we were to join forces...
Enough. I don't wish to hear it. Won't even entertain the thought. I'll help you take Aldersburg, but then I'll go home, where, God's willing, I'll live to a ripe old age.
As you wish. We can mount the assault at any time, but...
But?
My scouts report a small Nilfgaardian force approaching from the south. They've stayed off the roads, moved only under the cover of night, escorting someone.
Okay.
Who?
I've no notion. Could be a mage. Devilishly unpredictable, that lot. Could wreak havoc in our ranks. Either way, before we rush at the walls, we must make certain they don't reach Aldersburg at all.
I shall see to it.
Are you sure? You've just arrived. Must be weary after the long journey.
An understatement if I ever heard one. But I wish all this to be over, quickly.
Neve set out after the Nilfgaardians immediately, a cavalry escort in tow. Her unmatched scouts, who had led the army through the mountains of Mahakam and Angren swamps, quickly found the enemy's trail.
This way, Your Grace. There's not far now.
That very same day, Meave's force caught up to the mysterious black-clad unit. Lyrian riders surrounded the foe, forcing the Nilfgaardians to halt. All fell so quiet, the creaking of taut Lyrian bowstrings could be discerned.
The common tongue, each of you knows it.
I do, Your Majesty.
You also know who you deal with, I see.
Kaldvin, Your Majesty.
At last, a Nilfgaardian name I can pronounce. So, Kaldwin, it seems this war will reach its end in 2 days' time at the most. 'Twould be silly to die today, wouldn't you agree?
It would, milady.
Precisely. I've spilled enough blood. I've lost the appetite for more. So, provided you don't give me a good reason to kill you, you'll walk away with your lives. Now tell me. You carry something for General Ebdahi. What is it?
A letter.
Okay.
Urgent to the point of insanity, it must be. Who wrote it? The dear Madam Ebdahi?
No, Your Majesty. The Emperor.
My. A letter from Emir himself. You must be an important person. A noble, or... Yet your uniform is simple, with no discernible distinctions. Who are you truly, Kaldwin? A spy?
A simple messenger, Your Majesty.
Don't lie. I know messengers, how they travel. Alone, armorless, atop a swift steed. You're escorted by cavalry of the heavy sort.
For I often carry orders the recipients don't wish to perform, thus the escort.
Give me the letter.
I've sworn to deliver it to General Ebdahi, or to die in the quest to do so.
Oh, very well. My translator shall read this letter, then return it to you. You shall break no vow, and who knows? You might even survive.
And if I refuse?
Guess.
So be it. I accept your offer.
Meave's translator cracked the seal and read. And as he read, his eyes grew wide as saucers. Then he whispered in the Queen's ear.
Truly? And you're certain you're not mistaken? The wonders of this world. Kaldwin, consider this your lucky day. I allow you to complete your mission, with one proviso.
And that is?
That when you hand him the letter, you will give the General my regards.
As Kaldwin and escort set off towards Aldersburg, the Lyrian soldiers looked at their queen with disbelief. To leave a Nilfgaardian to fulfill a secretive task? Meave failed to stifle a rather mean laugh. They'll understand tomorrow, she thought.
What did it say?
He had prefaced Lyria's and Rivia's invasion with a series of arrogant demands. The Nilfgaardian had been impudent, as he had felt sure he'd achieve a quick and decisive victory. Yet several months on, he too received an ultimatum. One signed by Emperor Emir var Emreis himself. The missive was concise and left no room for interpretation. With General Ebdahi dead, the Nilfgaardian army descended into chaos. The kings of the north, united, took advantage and struck at the foe. Their victory was complete. The Nordling forces cheered their commanders and monarchs, but for none so vehemently as the one queen among them. Many dream of achieving the impossible. Meave had done it. Through wit, determination, and boldness, she had thwarted the Nilfgaardian invasion.
That's right.
The queen would rule for many more years. Stern, yet ever just.
Ah! So a lass saved the North from the Blackclads.
That is one way to put it.
Well, I'll be damned. And a chap. She find herself one in the end?
Leave it be. Bloke's been spinning the tale all night. Story's done. Time we got some shut-eye.
Yes. Particularly as we've yet a long road before us.
Phew. Throat must be parched as old leather after all that. Except, I'm itching to know what happened to the lot of them. Reynard, Gascon.
Ah, very well. Whom shall we start with? Willem? A pawn, a tool in others' hands.
Yep,
Most,
let's
if
see my
not all,
decisions.
had seen him thus. Yet in the end, he proved his worth soundly. Though he'd started the war a traitor, he perished in the fray a hero, and would be remembered as such. Having settled in Riviere, Gascon embarked on a life worthy of his new title. In doublet and ruff, he looked to his ample fields and livestock in daytime, attended banquets and feasts come the eve. And then one night, he grabbed his bow and quiver, saddled his favorite mount, and disappeared without a trace.
What?
As
What kind of
news
ending
of
is
the
that?
Nordling victory filtered south, Nilfgaard's inhabitants greeted it with disbelief. Returning Imperial soldiers told stories of Lyria's cruel queen, who murdered prisoners and sullied sacred laws. They referred to her as Gvaeldet, the bloodthirsty one. With the advent of peace, tensions waned. Lyria's and Rivier's disparate races seemed to live harmoniously, side by side. The Queen pressed for new laws aimed at curbing oppression. They were a step towards more enlightened rule, yet sadly were habitually broken. And Meve? As I said, she ruled with an iron hand, not fist. Reynard ever at her side, tempering, supportive. No longer a general and trusted advisor, he had to the Queen become something more. Much, much more. And now, if you'd allow me...
Course. Leave him be, lads. Let him get some rest. Till the time comes for the next tale.
Wow. Wow. What a fabulous, like, heavy exposition. But man, was it good exposition. Like, really good exposition. Congratulations, victory is yours. The Nilfgaardian Empire has been defeated and driven from the Northern Realms. 31 hours. Thank you for watching this with me, guys, for 31 hours. 57 quests completed, 36 standard battles won, 34 puzzles, 28 out of 42 golden chests found. All crates found. Wow, I found all crates. 25 recruits conscripted, shrines illuminated, 19. So the campaign's been completed. So I can make a new save and do it all over again if I want. Apparently 5 times. That's crazy. Okay. We're not going to do that though. But I appreciate you guys watching. I really, really appreciate the support. Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales. We've done it. And we've made our decisions. And while I wish I could have maybe seen what happened with Willem, if I'd have accepted him earlier, I don't know at this point where that would have gone. I don't like the way Gascon just kind of vanished in the end, but I am happy that the non-humans and humans are somewhat starting to get along, because that's great, and the dwarves are really helpful, and I loved their area. I just wish the game hadn't crashed so much. Overall, though, this game was beautiful. Really, really cool. And the fact that it teased, let's wait until the next tale. Thronebreaker is just one Witcher Tale. I'm betting you they could make another, you know, different title, Witcher Tale style game. And CD Projekt Red, if I remember correctly, is working on a brand new game. I'm not sure what exactly that game is, but I remember, I faintly remember them posting something on Twitter, I think it was, and it was talking about them having a couple new projects out. Let me look it up. So it says production plans for 2022, development work on a new Witcher game based on Unreal Engine 5. That's probably going to be the new Witcher game. And then it says development for the next gen version of Witcher 3, which I'll probably replay Witcher 3 Wild Hunt when it comes out with the next gen version. Launch of a spin-off to Gwent the Witcher card game. And that's the one where I think maybe they're going to do another Witcher Tales style game. And if they do, I will be playing that. I'm really excited, honestly, to see what they do next. But I'll play it here, and you'll see it. But guys, thank you so much for the support on my channel of this. If you want, I do have a new podcast episode out, Phat Love Talk, PhatLoveTalk. If you listen to my podcast on Spotify, it is a video podcast. I'm experimenting with my new stuff I got with the partnership that Anchor has with Riverside FM, which allows me to do video podcasting. I just can't do my ad sponsorships for Anchor when I'm doing a video podcast, which is a little bit sad, since I can't make that. But it's worth it because I want to have more ways to watch and enjoy my podcast, and I'm really trying to grow that. So if you want to check that out, you can. My Instagram also, I'm trying to get that boosted a little bit if I can. If you're interested, I do post on that. Not as often as most people, but I do still use it. That's Phat Love, and also my second one is Phat Love Fit. I love you guys. I appreciate you taking time to watch this, and I'll see you guys on the next series I start, or next video I post here on Alpha Phenomenon Gaming. Nothing but love for me every day, always. See you guys on the next one.